I am not very good at shooters. I do try my best, but I just don't have any natural skill in playing them. And I do have a ton of fun playing them. The shooter I play the most is Destiny 2. And like most people, I stepped away from the game after the most recent expansion. And I decided to focus on other games. But Destiny always creeps right back into my rotation, just because it's so much fun. Since 2014, Destiny has brought me and my friends closer together. One of which was one of my best friends. His name is Blaze Marsh. You know that one guy in your friend group that picks up games and they're just naturally good at it? Like no matter what, they're just really good. For me, that was Blaze. For example, this guy was so good at Marvel Rivals that he took 3 of his accounts to Diamond. And one of them he took to Grandmaster over the course of like a month. I could never imagine being that good. But what was great about it is he was humble. He never bragged. He was never afraid to share any of his knowledge. And every time we played together, it was great. Whether it was video games or our tabletop RPG sessions, it was always a good time, which made it even harder when he wasn't around anymore. On February 3rd, I lost my best friend in a motorcycle accident. And I have to say, I've never felt that kind of pain in my life before. And I think that pain's gonna be with me for a long time. But it's never stopped me from playing the games we used to love to play together. And one of those games we spent time in was Destiny 2. And he was a really big fan of Destiny. He was so hyped for Destiny 2, him and his brother bought the collector's edition for PlayStation 4. And he kept it in pristine condition. I really wanted to find a way to honor him and the gaming journey we both went on, and to find a way to share him with the community of a game that deep down we both really loved. So, as the not good player that I am, I decided to push myself to do something that he would have absolutely just breezed through. I decided to solo the Shattered Throne dungeon. And trust me, I know what you're thinking. That dungeon is like 6-year-old content. It's not even that hard. Well... Bruh. Hiya! It is that hard for me. I've heard that dungeons were designed to be soloed, but I never once got that impression. But I thought, how hard could it actually be, considering I see so many people going out here and soloing dungeons like it's nothing. And plus, I remember Dado saying this.
You don't need a build for this. You need a linear fusion rifle and a working hand or foot.
My initial plan was to stream the whole thing on my Twitch, but that didn't pan out that well. Mostly because the maze took me forever. I don't know what it is about that part, but it had me confused. And it was mostly weird because I knew where I was going, but I didn't pull up a map. I think I was purely ego. So without a map, I kept getting turned around. Not to mention all of the stupid deaths that were completely my fault. I have to say, I've never felt like less of a gamer. But I finally cleared out all the symbols and opened the door in about 2 hours. Shut up. I made it to the next encounter without an issue. A couple of stupid deaths because your boy is smooth-brained. Not to mention I was working with a bare bones build that I just kind of cobbled together from what I knew about the game. But eventually I made it to the next challenge. Unfortunately, I died a lot and it was getting super late and I had to end the stream. I had failed my initial goal of getting it done in one stream, but I wasn't going to give up. I promised myself I would push through it, and I wasn't going to give up. The only problem is I had never done the Vorgeth fight before in my life. I knew I had to get a buff and then dunk it in a specific location to start DPS, but I had no idea the shape of the room, what the enemies were like, or anything. So I was going in practically blind. So I knew this was going to take a lot of trial and error, and I didn't want to get help. I wanted to finish this on my own. I found this combination blow hunter build by Mactix, which looked insane to me, but as soon as I tried it, it started to really work. By this point, my friend Jonas, who is an absolute Destiny pro, was in the Discord coaching me. He said, I had to stop thinking about this like it was a race and think about it more of a marathon. See, I was going into this thinking I had to zoom through everything, because that's how all of the people that do it and make it look like a breeze do it. But it's an endurance run, not a sprint. So if I played it cool and slowed down, then I would make it through. I still died a lot, but I slowed down, I moved through the room in a sequence and tried not to focus on one phasing the boss. If it took 2 phases, that would be fine. It took me at least 20 attempts, but eventually...
Yes! Let's go! You finally did it. You actually did it, you madlad.
I had it done. I was halfway through the dungeon, and I had never been more happy. This was the moment where I actually felt like I could actually do this. When I first started this, I never felt my skills were going to quite be there. I always felt like I had finally hit the skill ceiling that I was actually able to do as a 33-year-old gamer. But once I defeated Vorgeth, I knew it wasn't just possible. It was inevitable that I was going to do this. But after I finished this encounter, I had realized something that I had completely forgotten about. And that was weekly reset. See, I was doing the rest of this on a Sunday, and reset was Tuesday. But Birdface, that's more than enough time, isn't it? Normally, it is, but not when your anniversary trip to California leaves at 5 a.m. on a Tuesday. I had one day to complete this, and Monday was going to be filled with vacation prep, so I wouldn't have all day. And the laptop I was taking on the trip wasn't anywhere near powerful enough to run Destiny and record it. So I had to finish this before I had to get on my plane. And I didn't know that Dul'Incaru would push me to my limits. For the not-so-skilled Destiny player that I am, Dul'Incaru was more difficult than I ever imagined. And it was odd because my build wasn't really working on the knights that well. It was working fine on the Shadow Thrall that would spawn in, but that wasn't nearly enough to help me get through the fight, so I felt like I was stuck. I tried a bunch of different weapon combinations, but it was never enough to get all of the knights down and to make sure I had enough ammo and energy for DPS. I kept opening my vault and scanning through just every weapon I could to see if I could find something that would give me an edge. But then I remembered the Mactix video. He had a Dragon's Breath fusion rifle combo, and I had just used Dragon's Breath to defeat Vorgeth. But I hate fusion rifles, so I didn't have a single one that was good enough to get me through the fight. Then I remembered I had a crafted Eremite with Reservoir Burst. The extra damage would be enough so I could focus down the knights and finally finish this boss. So I locked in. And even with the build doing work, I kept making mistake after mistake. And it was getting later and later. It was almost 1 a.m. and I had to wake up and leave for my flight at 5 a.m. So, with the clock ticking down, locked in for one last try.
Oh my god, you're so smart. I can see why you're married.
Here we go! Stupid scions. All the scions are dead. It's a marathon, not a race. All right, okay, I just have to get to the next damage phase, and I will be good.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Okay.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay,
You can do it.
okay, I got it. Spawn the crystal.
I swear to God, this scout rifle is going to become like your new favorite weapon at this point.
Don't you kill me.
Relax. Relax.
I told you we needed more
Take it easy.
glitter.
Did I get them all? Did I get them all? Oh my god!
Oh,
Let's go!
let's go.
Yes! Yes!
Let's go. Bro, Mike.
I did it. I finally soloed a dungeon for the first time in Destiny. If you do hear me at the end, I was crying. Not from the difficulty, not from how long it took me, but because I felt I had accomplished something that Blaze would be proud of. And I was just sad that he wasn't there to share it with me. It was a very bittersweet feeling. But as I sat there with the emotions washing over me, I could almost hear him in the back of my head saying, "Good job." Even now, as I'm recording this, it makes me smile. And again, I get it. It's 6-year-old content. The game has massive power creep. This is probably super mundane to everyone else but me. But I wanted to share my story. And I wanted to share Blaze with everyone that watches this video. And I wanted to share how my best friend inspired me to push past my limits. So this is mid-editing Birdface. I actually forgot to add that like since my friend died, his family has been kind of like giving away things to like his friends that were really close to him. He used to share a lot of things. He used to share in a lot of things we did together. And I got his Destiny 2 Collector's Edition box. And when I said it's pristine, like there's a few bumps and stuff on it, but it has everything in it. Like the lore cards, the lore books, the necklace pendants and everything. And I'm so incredibly grateful that they decided to give it to me, and it's going to be a permanent fixture on my shelf. So forgot to add that, but I want everyone to know that his Destiny 2 Collector's Edition is in good hands, and I'll be taking very good care of it. And I hope that everyone out there has a friend like Blaze to help them do that too. Thanks for watching.